Have you ever stopped to think about what life might feel like if you end up alone as you get older? It's something many people don't really consider until it sneaks up on them. When family packs up and moves to far-off places, friends start fading away or passing on, and the house gets so quiet you can hear your own thoughts too loudly. Growing older by yourself can feel like one of the heaviest challenges life throws at you, no question about it. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to turn into a gloomy, miserable tale. With the right way of thinking and a handful of simple habits you stick to every day, you can build a life that's still joyful, packed with meaning, and worth waking up for, even if you're flying solo. In this chat, I'm going to walk you through 6 key things you should do every single day if you find yourself aging on your own. These aren't just random chores to kill time. They're practical steps to keep your mind buzzing, your body in motion, your heart tough and steady, and your days feeling genuinely good. The line between feeling lonely and enjoying your own space often comes down to the tiny decisions you make each morning, afternoon, and night. So stick with me all the way to the end. These 6 tips might just flip the script on how you see growing older, helping you shape a life that's lively, deeply satisfying, and 100% yours to define. Let's not waste another second and jump right in. Number 1. Set up a daily plan. Waking up with no clue what's on the horizon for the day can leave you feeling like you're drifting, lost, unmotivated, maybe even cut off from the world around you. As you get older, having a daily plan becomes like a secret weapon that keeps you grounded and gives you a sense that your life still has direction and a point to it. It's not about jamming your hours with dull, pointless tasks. It's about giving yourself a solid reason to roll out of bed, a steady beat to your day that keeps everything flowing forward instead of stalling out. When you don't have a job to go to, family chores piling up, or friends popping by, it's way too easy for one day to melt into the next, and before you know it, you're stuck in a rut of boredom or feeling totally alone. But when you take charge and sketch out a plan, you're the one calling the shots on your time instead of letting it slip through your fingers like sand. Your plan doesn't need to be some strict, hour-by-hour rulebook or anything fancy. Just toss in a few things that light you up, keep your brain ticking, and bring a bit of balance to your world. Kicking off your day the right way is especially big. It sets the vibe for everything that follows. Try waking up at the same time each morning, smoothing out your bed, eating a decent breakfast, and stepping outside to breathe in some fresh air. It can do wonders for how you feel inside and out. Think about Sarah, a 72-year-old retired teacher who hit a rough patch after her husband passed away. She used to sleep in late, skip meals, and park herself in front of the TV for hours, feeling like life was just dragging on with no end in sight. But then she decided to shake things up. She made a simple schedule: coffee on the porch in the morning, a quick walk around the block, cooking herself a proper lunch, and ringing up a friend in the evening. All of a sudden, her days had a shape to them. Her mind started feeling sharper, and she wasn't just sitting around waiting for something to happen anymore. A plan like that keeps you anchored, especially when life feels wobbly or the quiet gets too loud. Even the smallest habits, like watering your plants at the same time every day, cracking open a book in the afternoon, or jotting down a few thoughts before bed, can wrap you in a blanket of comfort and normalcy. If your days ever start feeling like they're slipping away or life's lost its spark, don't overthink it. Just start small. Pick one morning habit to stick to, plan out a meal or two, carve out a little chunk of time for something fun or relaxing. It's all about choosing how you want to spend your hours instead of letting them pass you by like a stranger. A good, thoughtful plan doesn't just fill up your day. It hands you a sense of order, a sprinkle of meaning, and a gentle push to keep moving forward, no matter what. Number 2, keep moving every day. One of the biggest slip-ups people make as they age is letting themselves slow down way too much, way too soon. Sure, your body isn't what it was when you were 20. Things creak and ache a little more, but staying active is hands down the closest thing we've got to a magic trick for feeling young and alive. It's not about chasing some perfect body or showing off at the gym. It's about keeping your strength up, your mind quick on its feet, and your ability to handle life's basics without needing a hand. If you stop moving altogether, your muscles start to fade, your energy tanks, and your health can take a hit faster than you'd expect. But here's the awesome part. You don't need to sign up for marathons or bench press your fridge to stay in the game. Simple, everyday stuff like taking a walk around the neighborhood, doing some light stretching, or or just getting up and moving around the house a bit can work miracles. It keeps your blood pumping, your muscles from getting stiff, and your joints loose enough to handle whatever comes your way. The whole point is to make sure little things, like getting up from the couch, tackling a few stairs, or hauling a grocery bag, stay doable and don't turn into a struggle. Take James, a 75-year-old who used to drive trucks for a living. After he retired, he got into a habit of sitting around more than he ever had before, lounging on the recliner, scrolling through channels, you name it. At first, it didn't seem like a problem, but over time, bending down to tie his shoes or walking to the corner store started feeling like a chore. He chalked it up to just getting old, but then he decided to try something different. He started taking short walks every morning and added in some easy stretches while his coffee brewed. Before long, he noticed he had more pep in his step, his back didn't hunch as much, and he was even sleeping deeper at night. Moving every day isn't something you can skip. It's as essential as eating or brushing your teeth. Even if your knees aren't what they used to be, or you're stuck in a chair more than you'd like, there's always something you can do. Stretch your arms out, wiggle your legs in a pool, or just stand up and sit back down a few times to get the blood going. Plus, here's a bonus. Moving doesn't just help your body. It's a superhero for your brain too. It cuts down stress, clears out the fog, and keeps your thinking sharp as a tack. If you've been sitting still for a while, don't sweat it. Start with something tiny, like a 5-minute shuffle down the driveway, a couple of gentle stretches, or some light tidying that gets you off the couch. Stick with it every day, and soon you'll feel stronger, healthier, and buzzing with energy you didn't know you still had. Number 3, stay connected with people. Aging alone can start to weigh on you when the people you used to see all the time drift out of the picture. Friends pack up and move away, family gets wrapped up in their own busy lives, and it's tempting to just hole up by yourself and call it a day. But shutting yourself off from everyone can really mess with your head and even your health. It's not just a feeling, it's a real thing. Studies say loneliness can hit you as hard as smoking a pack a day or carrying extra weight, upping your chances of feeling down, getting sick, or losing your mental edge. The bright side? You don't have to let it take over. Staying tied to people is something you can choose, and even the tiniest moments of connection can turn your day around. A quick phone call to check in, a wave and a how's it going to the neighbor, or a friendly nice weather, at the store checkout can lift your spirits more than you'd think. We're wired to need each other, and keeping those little threads to other people alive should rank right up there with eating a good meal or getting some exercise. Look at Maria, a 79-year-old grandma whose kids live states away. After her closest friend passed, she found herself spending way too much time solo, flipping through TV channels, and feeling like nobody really noticed she was still around. It got heavy, but then she decided to switch gears. She started texting her grandkids little updates, signed up for a weekly card game at the community center, and even jumped into a Zoom book club she found online. In just a few weeks, she was laughing more, feeling like she belonged somewhere, and waking up with a bit more bounce in her step. You don't need to throw big parties or have a packed social calendar. Small, real moments with people are what count. A short call to catch up, grabbing a coffee with someone, or finding a group that's into the same stuff keeps you plugged into the world around you. And thanks to phones and the internet, it's easier than ever. Video chats, online hangouts, or just scrolling through a forum can make you feel part of something, no matter where you're sitting. The trick is not waiting for someone else to reach out. You've got to take that first step yourself. The more you put yourself out there, the less that lonely feeling sticks around, and soon you'll have a little web of people who make your days brighter. Number 4, keep your brain busy. Another trap people fall into as they get older is letting their mind slack off right alongside their body, assuming it's just part of aging to feel a little foggy or forgetful. But that's not the whole story. Your brain actually loves a good workout, and it stays strong and snappy when you give it something to chew on. You don't need to dive into brain-busting riddles or sign up for a PhD. It's about picking stuff that gets your gears turning, like reading a juicy book, picking up a new skill, messing around with a game that makes you think, or just yakking about life's big questions with someone. It's like a gym session for your head. Keeps your memory on point and your thoughts clear as a bell. Take Tom, a 71-year-old who used to fix cars for a living. After he hung up his tools, he got hooked on watching TV all day, and little by little, he started losing track of things, where he parked, what he meant to grab at the store. It spooked him, so he shook things up. He started tinkering with old radios as a hobby, doing word searches over breakfast, and listening to podcasts about old wars and inventions. Pretty quick, he could feel his brain waking up. He was sharper, more dialed in, and had neat stories to swap with buddies. Your brain's like any muscle you've got. Use it, and it grows tougher. Let it sit, and it gets rusty. Try mixing it up with something fresh, like doodling a picture, whipping up a dish you've never made, or even changing the way you do your mornings. It forces your brain to stretch and build new pathways. Plus, when you're puzzling out something or learning a trick, you get that sweet, "I did it" buzz, and that little win keeps you excited for tomorrow. If your days are feeling flat or your mind's in a haze, give it a nudge, read a page, try a puzzle, chat about something deep. It's not just about staying sharp. It keeps boredom and the blues at bay too. Number 5, be thankful every day. One of the simplest, most powerful ways to keep your spirits up as you age is to zero in on what's still good in your life. It's like a reset button for your mood. It's totally normal to look back and miss things as you get older, friends who aren't around, the energy you used to have, the way life felt simpler. But flipping your focus to what you've still got can turn your whole day around. Being thankful isn't about pretending everything's perfect or ignoring the hard stuff. It's about hunting down the little sparks of good that are still there, even when life's throwing curveballs. Taking just a couple minutes each day to think about what you're grateful for, a sunny afternoon, a comfy chair, a laugh you had, can lighten your heart, ease your worries, and even make you feel physically better. Look at Linda, a 77-year-old who lost her sister a while back. She kept replaying that loss in her head, stuck on what was gone, and it dragged her down into a dark place. Then she tried something new. She started scribbling down 3 things every day that made her smile, like the sun warming her face, a tasty sandwich, or a goofy show on TV. Bit by bit, her outlook shifted. She still missed her sister, sure, but she started soaking up the good stuff she still had instead of drowning in the past. Pair that with a quiet moment to think. Maybe sitting still, breathing deep, or just watching the world go by. And you've got a recipe for feeling calm and centered. You don't need a fancy setup. Just pause once a day, maybe over coffee or before bed, and name 3 things that made you happy. Big or small, doesn't matter. It's like training your brain to spot the light instead of the shadows. And the more you do it, the easier it gets to feel good, even on rough days. Number 6, do something for others. One of the quickest ways to shake off loneliness and fill your life with meaning is to lend a hand to someone else. It's like a shortcut to feeling connected and alive. When you're down or stuck by yourself, your gut might say to focus inward, but here's the twist. Reaching out to help can flip that heaviness into something warm and rewarding. It doesn't have to be huge, world-saving stuff. Just small, kind acts like ringing up a friend to see how they're doing, dropping off a snack for a neighbor, or pitching in a couple hours at a local group. It pulls you out of your own bubble, ties you to people, and reminds you that you've still got a ton to offer. Smarts, heart, the works. Take Helen, an 81-year-old whose husband passed a few years back. She started feeling like her days didn't matter. Her kids were off living their lives. Her old crew had shrunk, and she was just rattling around the house alone. But instead of letting that sink her, she picked up her knitting needles and started making scarves for a nearby charity. At first, it was just something to do, but soon she was hooked. She met new folks, felt like she was making a dent, and couldn't wait to get up and get going. Giving doesn't just lift the other person, it fills your tank too. It shifts your eyes off what's tough and onto what you can do, no matter how little it seems. Even if you're not up for big moves, there's always something. Write a note to an old pal, share a tip with someone younger, or just flash a smile at a stranger. It's a quiet way to say, I'm still here, and I've got something good to give. Wrapping up, aging on your own doesn't mean you're stuck with a lonely, empty life. It's all about the small, smart choices you make day in and day out. Whether it's sketching out a plan to keep your days steady, moving your body to stay strong, chatting with folks to feel part of something, keeping your brain humming, saying thanks for the good stuff, or pitching in for others. These habits can turn solo time into something rich and full. Life's going to shift, people leave, things change, but you've got the power to make your days bright and worth living. Pick one of these to try today and see how it feels. You don't need to overhaul everything, just take a step. What grabbed you most? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what's sparking for you. Thanks for sticking around, and catch you next time.